Hey there, welcome back to another episode of Level Up, where we help you build and grow your dream practice and work with the clients you love. We're Kate and Katie of the Private Practice Startup. Level Up is a series all about you where we answer your most burning questions. And today's question, Kate is super excited to answer because she loves this part of the business. Mike Feldmeyer asks us, how should I design my office with my ideal client in mind? I think Kate has just fallen in love.
I have. Yay. This is definitely going to be a fun one for sure. Designing office spaces is one of my favorite things to do. It's definitely in my zone of genius, and something that is so much fun. Okay, so before we dive into that, though, we need to thank TherapyNotes for sponsoring this series and for being such a great source of support for Startup Nation. If you're in need of an awesome EHR and telehealth platform all in one, definitely check them out. You can get your first 2 months for free using code PPS, as in the Private Practice Startup.
Okay, before we dive in, though, I have to share this with you. And this just happened yesterday. I know, but it's all about office space. So I was talking to one of your newest team members, and the team member was talking with the client, and the client said about the new office that you created. And they said, it just really feels like a spa. And she said, oh my God, that's great, because that's exactly what Kate was going for. And isn't it so amazing that your client's experience of you is exactly what you're trying to communicate? So kudos to you. So go ahead with your topic, because I know you love this stuff.
It's so fun. And there's something about being able to expense everything that I'm purchasing when I'm designing office spaces that makes it even more fun, because it's like I get to shop and then, expense it all, which is really nice. Anyways, well, I mean, you still have to pay for it, but still, it's like a little mind trick thing that just makes it a little bit more fun. So I'm not sure if everybody loves designing office spaces. I'm sure they don't, but that's definitely an area that's fun for me. So there's a lot of factors to think about. You really want to take a step back and think about things from different perspectives. So you want to look at yourself and think about what it is that you love about an office space and your own brand and kind of your authentic style and how you are different from everybody else out there. So you want to keep that in mind. You also want to keep in mind who are your ideal clients. If you work with private pay clients who are wanting to be in a more upscale office, you want to reflect that, and you want to have more of a boutique-like or spa-like office design. That's our office clientele. And so we have tried to create a very intentional space that evokes the five senses when you come into a space and helps clients to feel more relaxed and at ease when coming to therapy. Oftentimes clients have they have assumptions about what it's going to be like walking into a space. And of course, there's the stigma that still exists about going to see a therapist. So if we can help clients to feel more relaxed, they have enough stress as it is coming to see a therapist. So if we can take that off their plates and they come in and they just go, oh, it feels like I'm at a spa. That's awesome. We're winning right off the bat, right? So if you work with young children, you would want to have a more fun and playful office, maybe evoking some, fun artwork like the painting behind me that my husband painted. Being able to have more fun and energetic design and thinking about how you're designing your space. If you do a lot of play therapy and you're on the floor with them, or if you have different toys that you often bring in, or maybe you do a lot of testing and you need areas that are really good for focus and for clients to be, really attuned to the work that they're doing with you. Or maybe you work with high stress and anxiety clients or PTSD and trauma type clients. You want to have a relaxing and calming environment. This painting behind me would not be a relaxing and calming painting to put in the office space, which is why it's at my house right now and not in the office, because it really doesn't fit with that vibe. So yeah, you really want to be intentional in thinking about it from different perspectives. You want to create an office space that you would absolutely love to be in and that your ideal clients would love to be in as well. And it gives them the feeling that they're looking to have when coming to see a therapist and working on the goals that they're working towards. You also want to make sure that your office space is always clean and organized and pristine when it comes to that, because coming into an office space that's cluttered or not organized, or maybe you can hear somebody else talking in the other room. There's just a lot of factors to look at in a group practice. and wanting to make it safe, private, secure, comfortable, and helping clients to really feel at ease. And if you have a group practice, you want your team to love the environment that they're working in as well. So there's a lot of different factors to look at there. Katie, what else might you want to add? I know I can kind of ramble and talk about this stuff.
I know, and you're doing it. I love it. So some other key factors that I want to talk about is really understanding your brand and making sure there's brand consistency. And so I'll share a quick story with you, is that many years ago, I went through this awesome and amazing branding process and created this really cool brand. But at the time, I was renting space, and I actually decided never to launch the brand specifically because I couldn't create brand consistency from what they experienced with me initially on the call, the website, and then walking into this office space. It was completely inconsistent. And you don't want to have people go, you know, that just puts this weird feel for them. So it's really important that those things are consistent. And it also reminds me of one of our coachees who was a male working with couples. But initially his like logo design was very kind of like rough, rugged, and male. And so we talked through that. And I think polling the audience is always really important. And it could be something like, I'm thinking about these paint colors or this couch. What feel does this give you guys? And I love polling the audience on Facebook. You want feedback from people to make sure that you're right on if this is not an area of strength for you. Hiring a designer is a great idea too. Back to our coachee. So the logo and everything was a little rough and rugged, but the reality is most women were calling about couples counseling, not the males. So it was really important to capture who that ideal client is regarding who the one is that's calling. So you want to make sure everything's consistent from your logo, from your website, and into the office. That's really important. Another thing that I think about is office functionality, right? So who are your ideal clients? And you know, are they coming later? Are they coming earlier? Is there enough parking spaces? Is it well lit? What kind of area are you in? Do they have to get buzzed in after a certain time? Are you communicating all that? Do you have a lobby? Is there enough space? Do you not have a lobby? What would that then create? Like if they're a client knocking on your door while you're in session. So those are all important things to think about, that functionality, and how do clients move through the office space, and how does just the functionality of the office space also make them feel? Is it easy to find? Are you communicating that? You know, Kate and I often talk about everything that you do is marketing, from your website to your phone call, to your follow-ups, to your office. And it all really needs to be consistent and communicate the same message. So that's what I'd like to add on this office conversation, which I know that you absolutely love.
So fun. Yeah. And we've given you some food for thought and things to consider. There's a lot of different factors to look at. And overall, I encourage you to have fun with the process. Bring your personality into it and try to evoke the personality of your ideal clients as well. Because when you bring the two of them together, it can be this really nice integration for a beautiful space that everybody loves. Good luck with your office design process. And for those of you who are struggling with your marketing and want to fill your practice with the clients you love and live that dream lifestyle, you can definitely check out our private practice marketing playbook. It helps you to build your dream practice and live your dream life. And we'll put the link for that resource in the resources section so you guys can check that out.
Yeah, and it's absolutely free to you. And if you have questions or struggles about building your practice, look for the Ask Us post every Tuesday in our Facebook group, and we'll go ahead and answer your questions. In the meantime, we're always cheering and rooting you on, and we wanted to remind you guys, wherever you are in the process, y'all got this.
You guys got this. All right, see you next time.